High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
It is a picturesque night for football on Long Island, and it's a beautiful day here on the south side for a battle between the Knights of Floral Park and the Cyclones of Southside High School right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And with that, folks, hello everybody and welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name is Dylan Brett, Franco Biancamano with me on the call. These two teams, Franco, feel like they're playing their best football right now. Both teams riding wins last week. But first, let's talk about Floral Park. What did we learn about them last week?
Well, last week they had a great matchup, and they're looking to bring that momentum that they had last week into this week's game tonight. They
are winners of 3 straight, and they'll visit the Cyclones of Southside High School. Just bounced back with a win a week ago. They've got a dynamic offense. They love to get downhill, run the football, the nitty-gritty. What have we learned about them so far this year?
Well, what they're going to do is they're coming off a big win last week. They're going to try to sustain drives, control the defense, and it's really going to come down to execution and discipline, and it should be a great matchup, Dylan.
Let's jump into our key players for tonight. First thing for the visitors of Floral Park, and they've got versatile guys all up and down the field. That starts with Ryan Telwilliger. He's a basketball player, 6'5", lanky frame, can really do it all. Aiden Lau's another two-way guy to keep an eye on as well. These are two guys, Swiss Army knives, the coaching staff described them as.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys are the leaders on that team that are going to look to bring it tonight against Southside.
Looking now at the key players for Southside, the home team, as they look to defend home turf this evening. Brendan Vetter, Jaden Johnson, he's a rock in the middle of that defense with 12 tackles on the season. And Vetter's a guy that you're going to see on both sides of the football as well. Big go up and get it kind of guy, but he's also a ball hawk on the defensive end.
Yeah, Vetter is having an absolutely incredible season. Watching him from his previous games, he really goes up and gets the ball. And like you said, Johnson, he is just a force down there making tackles left and right. These two guys are going to be keys to the game tonight.
Two teams that are very, very good at the skilled positions, but they also want to establish some physicality and show we can bang with you up front as well. That's going to be a big point of emphasis tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And both teams are going to have to bring it. Southside coming in with a 3-2 record. Floral coming in with a 4-1 record. I mean, these guys are going to really fight tonight to see who's going to come out with a win, Dylan.
Well, folks, national anthem just moments away, which means kickoff not far out as well. Stay with us, folks. We've got a good one for you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network on the other side of this break.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Sun setting here in Nassau County as the hometown Cyclones get ready to take the field here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It's time for Keys to the Game, Franco. This Floral Park team, as we mentioned, they've been on a hot streak as of late. What's it going to take to make it 4 straight tonight?
Absolutely. So the keys to the game for Floral Park is going to be unpredictable on offense. Keep Southside guessing by mixing up the run. And then utilizing Malin's dual threat ability. Leveraging Malin's skills both on and off and towards defense to stay honest, and then block as a team. Dominate the trenches, win the battle up front, control the tempo, and give Malin time to make plays.
You touched on the battle up front. This is a Southside team that loves to pound the rock and run the ball. What are some keys for them this evening?
Yeah, for Southside, they need to protect the ball, move the chains, and long drives. Focus on ball security and sustained drives. And then they're going to have to gang tackle, rally around the ball with no solo tackles and swarm the ball runner, and then no missed tackles. That's going to be a key one. They have to stay disciplined, ready for offense, and finish every tackle, Dylan.
Two teams that love to impose their will, two teams that love to run the rock right down the throat of their opponent, but they've got a couple of young quarterbacks that can sling it as well. We'll talk about them as the broadcast goes on. Cyclones getting ready to take the field, and we are getting ready to get underway here on the south side. Talk a little bit about this offense for the Cyclones that's gotten to this point, as well as the schedule so far. They won their first 2 games of the year, then dropped 2 straight, but then a big 28-14 win against Wantagh last week. It really felt like that was a game that their offense got into gear after scoring just 8 points the prior week.
Yeah, and that's what they needed to do. They needed to rebound after those 2 losses, especially their last loss where they lost 8-2. Coach Inesso said they didn't feel like they played really well then, and then coming off that last win, it was a great win for them.
Cyclones out on the field, and we will be back with you momentarily. Kickoff is on deck here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Southside, big one on tap between these two men right here. On your left, Ron Pickett, the leader of Floral Park in his 8th season, graduate of Cary back in 2004. And on the right, 15th year man, Phil Onesto. We caught up with both of these coaches this week, Franco, and it feels like they have kind of the same mindset going into this game. Impose their will, make the other team feel them early on, and dictate the tempo.
Yes, yeah, they do, and they only played a few years from each other, but they kind of have that same offensive mindset, and they're going to look to show that tonight, Dylan.
Coach Ernesto leads a Southside team that went just 3-7 last year, scored just 19.2 points per game. He said they admittedly didn't have the experience on offense, but a lot of those guys are back this year for their junior, senior seasons, and he says that some of that leadership has really shown up big time and helped them out to a 3-2 start this year.
Yeah, and then them going into last year, not expecting a rebuilding year, them coming out last year and making the playoffs really gave that team some experience, and they're excited because they're starting really well to do that this year.
He won the 2001 title as a player with these very Cyclones, graduated back in 2002. Calling the offense is the OC Andrew Kell, a 2005 graduate, and the DC is Keith Lesuk. Meanwhile, for Floral Park, Ron Pickett will call the offense. Shareem Cobb does the defensive play calling duties, and the special teams coordinator is Mike Ryan here as the two teams meet for the coin toss at midfield. Cyclones win the toss and signaling towards their sideline that they would like to receive. Floral Park turns their backs to the far east goalpost, and it looks like it'll be Southside football to get us underway. We talked about imposing your will early on. What better way to do that than with a big statement possession early on?
Yeah, this is great. They won the toss. Most teams like to defer to the second half, but Southside said, you know what, we want the ball. We want to run this on offense and get it going.
Well, partner, we said it off the rip. A beautiful night for football here. 63, not a cloud in the sky. No rain in the forecast whatsoever. We've got some Friday night lights here at Southside High School. These two teams going into their respective huddles in front of their sidelines, moments away from kickoff. We talked about Southside kind of leading up to this one. Meanwhile, for Floral Park, they're experienced at the skill positions. They've got senior quarterbacks, senior receivers up and down the roster, but one place they've been looking to improve is that offensive line. And Coach Pickett said they've really gelled as the season has gone on. A couple of seniors up there, 2 juniors at the guard spots, but he feels like they're playing their best football and learning as they go at the right time.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. And he said that they're gelling, and as the season continues, they're getting better. And with a 4-1 record, they're looking to move that along as they get into the playoffs.
Big 38-33 victory over division last week. That was their 3rd straight win, previously topping Elmont Memorial and Valley Stream South after a loss against Cary on the 20th of September. Meanwhile, for Southside, trying to make it 2 wins on the bounce and start a winning streak of their own. And they will have just the chance to do that, getting the ball first. Handling the kickoff duties for Floral Park is Andy Chen. He's also the place kicker. He's hit 18 of 19 extra points on the season. And a couple of returners back deep for Southside. Crowd on their feet here at Southside. The sun sets behind that far scoreboard. Chen has the ball teed up. And we are ready to get underway. Should be a lot of fun, folks. Chen sends it deep down the middle. That one's fielded back at the 10-yard line and taken right up the middle of the formation. They gang up on him at the 35-yard line, but a good return to get things underway by the running back, Ethan Johnson. So we'll see the Southside offense underway. First things first, their young quarterback, the sophomore Rob Cesario, leads the team onto the field. Just 5'8", 140, packs a really strong arm into that frame, though, partner.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Rob, they came into the season this year with an A and B kind of a back and forth with Ryan Solomon, but he has clearly established himself as a starter, and he's doing great.
550 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 6 picks so far this season. They open up tight formation. It's a give to the tailback, A.J. Magarachi, as he leans forward to the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 to get things underway. So here's the Southside offense. Cesario and Magarachi we've already talked about. The kick returner, Ethan Johnson, one of their 2 dynamic running backs out wide. 3 very good receivers, Vetter, McNulty, Colin Kenny at the tight ends, and then a very experienced offensive line up front leading the way as well. Second down and long. Magarachi still in the formation to the right. Quick drop, flies it outside. That's Ethan Johnson, the pass-catching running back, makes two men miss, sheds a tackle up the sideline, and he's finally run out of bounds at the 36-yard line, barreling down into Floral Park territory. A dream start on offense for the Cyclones.
Oh, what a great play. Let's take a look at the replay right there. Cesario rolling out right there, throwing it to Johnson, and Johnson just making things happen, making moves and getting those legs up and getting a first down.
Magarachi's gotten a lot of attention as one of the top backs on Long Island this season, but Johnson's got 328 yards himself, 5 touchdowns on the season, and he has been their pass-catching back. Tight formation, Rosario gives right up the middle. Magarachi breaking tackles across the 20, inside the 15 he goes, and he's finally shoved out of bounds by Eric Noronis. But the Cyclones just continuing to cruise on the opening drive.
Yeah, let's take a look, Dylan. Right there, straight handoff, power right behind Healy, the big senior right guard, and look at those just getting it down. And this is why they wanted the ball to open up. They wanted to make a statement right here, Dylan, and it looks like they are.
And all they've had to do is run the ball right down the opposition's throat, with the exception of that one fake to a pass. Up the middle goes Johnson, steps through a tackle, lunges down inside the 10. And that's where he's stacked up by a group of defenders. Take a look at this Floral Park defense now. Chris Manson, Jason Chivarella are the defensive linemen. Jaden Castro and Rocco Berkey joining them. 3 really good linebackers that this coaching staff likes a lot in Jason Johnson, Alex Kowalski, and Maurice Perry. The secondary, Kevon Seals, Ryan Terwilliger, who also plays wide receiver, Aiden Lau, and Eric Noronis. Here's a give outside. Magarachi setting up his blocks and runs into a host of defenders led by Maurice Perry, the outside linebacker, still trying to push the pile forward. There was still an opportunity to get a first down. Magarachi is stacked up around the 2-yard line, still waiting for an official signal. And it looks like they're calling him just short, so third down and less than a yard coming up.
Yeah, and that was a really nice play by Kowalski right there, coming up and making that tackle and stopping them short of the first down.
Kowalski rotates with his brother at middle linebacker. That's Alex and Michael, who will share the tackling duties in the middle of this defense. Ball at the 4-yard line. Southside needs about a yard to move the chains for first and goal. Cesario up the middle. Johnson pushing the pile forward. He's right near the goal line. And at the very least, he'll have a Cyclone first down. It'll be first and goal from about the 2-yard line as this offensive line continues to impose their will early on.
Yeah, and that was a great run right up the middle, right behind the center. Lamparello doing a great job pushing for that first down, Dylan.
Ball down at the 1-yard line. Southside continues to substitute. And they'll have a fresh set of downs to work with as they look to punctuate this emphatic opening drive. Ethan Johnson, the up back. Cesario under center. Gives it straight ahead. Magarachi lowers the shoulder, and he is in for a Cyclone touchdown. What a statement on the opening drive.
Yeah, what a great touchdown run, Dylan. Let's take a look at the replay right here. They said, let's just give it right to Magarachi, right up the middle, right behind 76 and number 74, Healy and Lamparella, and they're in for the touchdown. And you're right, like you said it, what a great statement. What a great opening statement.
With the exception of that little swing pass to Ethan Johnson, they continued to smash it right down the middle of the defense. Lucas Papadopoulos on to attempt the extra point. The holder, Jack Boynes, and the snapper, William Hamill. This one is up and right down the middle. 16 for 18 on the season with the PATs, and Southside leads this one 7-0. Solid drive to open things up for the Cyclones, as now Floral Park, as good as their offense has looked in recent weeks, they're going to have to respond in a big way here.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that. And like you said earlier, Southside took the ball, and this is exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to say, hey, look, you got to stop us now. We're going to control the offense. And they did a really nice job there.
That touchdown run by Magarachi, his 7th of the season. now well north of 650 yards. He's one of the top backs in Nassau County, and that offensive line was giving him all kinds of lanes to run with as well. Really a team effort by the Cyclones on the first drive. Drive that took just around 3 minutes off the clock here in the first quarter. 8:57 to go. Southside will come out and punt it away. Floral Park back to receive in their own end. Papadopoulos, the man who just handled the extra point duties, has it teed up for Southside. Back deep for Floral Park. A pair of returners, notably Kevon Seals, who's got breakaway speed. They call him one of their game breakers on offense. We'll see in just a moment. Papadopoulos sends it deep. This one fielded just north of the 10-yard line, but it gets away. It rolls all the way into the end zone where it's called a touchback. Boy, for a moment there, it looked like the Floral Park Knights wanted to field that kick, then they backed off and decided not to, and they'll get the ball right around the 20.
Yeah, Papadopoulos right there, just driving that kick here tonight with no wind. What a beautiful night, and did a nice job getting them started on the 20-yard line.
Leading out the Knights offense is senior quarterback Justin Mallon. 781 passing yards for him on the season. 8 touchdowns through the air, but something they really want to key on with him is his rushing ability. He's got breakaway speed. They love to run the zone read with him and really stretch out a defense.
Yeah, they sure do. With 14 touchdowns, he is a dual threat. Looking forward to watching him play tonight, Dylan.
They spread the field on 1st and 10. Trips to the top of your screen. It's the freshman Michael Kowalski as the tailback. Fake it to him and throw it outside. Breaking free up the sideline. Sheds a tackle, and he's forced out of bounds by Kieran Vetter, one of the captains of this defense. But a good start offensively for Floral Park, trying to respond. Take a look at their starters. We talked about Mallon and Kowalski, 3 really dynamic receivers in Tel Williger, Aiden Lau, and Eric Noronis, who you just saw catch that pass on the outside. Offensive line, who we talked about, really trying to gel as the season goes on. Ranbir Kalra, Shane Morin, Robert Laverty, James Mulligan, and AJ Contreras, who spent time at both the left and right tackle spots this season. So fresh set of downs from the 35. Floral Park continues to operate from the gun. Now 2 receivers bottom of your screen. Heavy box for Southside. Give up the middle. Kowalski sidesteps a tackle and spun down after a gain of 8 or 9. Stopped right around the 46-yard line. 2nd and short coming up.
Yeah, that was a nice run.
And we take a look at the Southside defense. The defensive line, really the strength of this group. Jack Shallis, Ryan Healy, Jalen Fletcher, and Colin Kenny. But they've got a couple of ball hawks in the secondary as well. Papadopoulos, Magarachi, and the Vetter brothers, Kieran and Brendan. Linebackers in the middle, Jaden Johnson, Jack Boyens, and Ethan Johnson as well. 2nd down and short. Knights already approaching Cyclone territory. He pulls the handoff. Here's the dual threat ability we talked about from Mallon, diving forward for a 1st down. And he's in the Cyclone territory as well, stacked up at the 47.
Yeah, Mallon does a great job there. Like you said, he's showing his dual threat. He can throw, and now he's telling the Southside defense, now I'm going to show you that I can run, and he did a nice job there.
He's a guy that Coach Pickett and the coaching staff say, as he's made that jump from his junior to senior year, they've really tried to work on his decision-making on plays like that zone read, or when he's looking downfield, trying to take the top off a defense. He can do it in a number of ways. Eric Noronis had the big play to open things up, but ever since then, it's been the running game. 2 backs accompany Mallon. A give up the middle. Call it 3 yards and a cloud of dust on the play as Kowalski lunges forward. He's an interesting story as well. Just a freshman. He's started the last 3 games as injuries and roster shakeups have kind of thrown him into that starting role. These coaches, they've praised his maturity. They say he's a really patient runner with good vision. Really likes to see his blocks set up before he attacks the defense.
Yeah, and think about it, coming in as a freshman and playing, think about all the experience that you're going to gain just from doing that.
They've got split backs with Mallon, one to either side, 3 receivers in the formation. Drop back pass here on 2nd and 8. Airs it out down the sideline. He's looking for Neuronis. And it's broken up, incomplete. Jack Boynes, the outside linebacker, was all the way back there in coverage as Neuronis once again tried to take the top off of the Cyclone defense.
Oh, and Mallon threw a nice ball there. Neurosis just quickly, let's take a look at this replay. He's got all the time in the world back here. Let's take a look. And right now he's going to show off his arm strength. He tosses it downfield. Oh, and he wishes he had that one back. He doesn't drop too many of those, Dylan Neurosis.
So the long incompletion brings up 3rd down and 8 for Floral Park. Fans on their feet for the first time here at Southside. Showing pressure, backing out of it. Here's a screen to the outside. It's the big man, Ryan Terwilliger. But there is nowhere for him to go as they swarm to the football on the outside. 4th down and about 5 coming up. Decision time for the Knights. Offense on the field as it stands right now. Looks like they've got no intention of punting this ball away. They're in plus territory. They've got it down at about the 42. And they'll need about the 38 to pick up the 1st down. Could be one of those situations where we see Mallon with a couple of options, either to run or pass on the play.
I agree with you on that one. Let's see him use his legs.
Neuronis in the formation as the tight end. They fake to Kowalski. Mallon rolls, swung down in the backfield. Terrific play on defense by the running back, A.J. Magarachi. Doing it all both ways. He scores the touchdown and then comes up with the TFL to put an end to the Floral Park drive.
Yeah, you said it. Let's take a look at this, Dylan. Look at this. He's going to try to use his legs right here, as you mentioned before, and Magarachi comes up and makes the big play, and Healy was right there behind him to make that tackle. This is a big 4th down stop.
It was one of those RPOs where he fakes it to Kowalski, and then he has an option to maybe look downfield and air it out or take it himself. And it was read perfectly all the way by Magarachi. That's his 15th tackle of the season. And now he'll have a chance to make him pay even more on the offensive end. Southside takes over at the 45. Good field position. Ethan Johnson takes it outside. 2 tacklers on him, but not before he's across the 50 and into Floral Park territory. Stopped at the 47, call it a gain of 7.
Yeah, Healy, the big offensive guard, is just blocking and doing an unbelievable job.
Second down and short for the Cyclones coming up in this offensive line, specifically the inside guys, Jalen Hurt, Pat Lamparello, Ryan Healy. 2 juniors and a seniors in the middle who we've talked about time and time again in this broadcast. Coach Ernesto said this offense is going to go as they go. They love to run the ball. They call it an Army-style offense. Cesario, deep drop, play action, airs it out downfield, and it's intercepted. Play made in the back by Terwilliger. He has a couple of blockers upfield, and he's swung down at the 39. 7th pick of the season for Cesario, and a big-time play to swing the momentum by Terwilliger.
Yeah, Terwilliger right here. Let's take a look at this replay. He does a nice job. They've got double coverage back there. It's a little underthrown by Cesario, but Terwilliger does a great job of intercepting that and getting them the ball back, which is what they needed to do.
He had 5 interceptions for them last season and a big one to put the Floral Park offense back on the field here. That was a spot where it felt like Southside had all the momentum going their way. Big tackle for loss on 4th down, trying to air it out and take a shot on 1st down. And Terwilliger makes him pay.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why they didn't keep it on the ground. They were doing so nicely, but he tried to air it out and make the young man throw some balls downfield.
So Floral Park back in control, starting at their own 39-yard line. 2 receivers out wide, top of your screen. Mallon takes the snap. It's a quick give up the middle, and Kowalski runs into a brick wall. A couple of guys in there for that defensive line. Yuri Carper makes the play, the 6'2", 270 senior.
Yeah, no room to run there, Dylan. Southside does a nice job stuffing the run there.
Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9 coming up from the 40-yard line as Floral Park brings in a couple more receivers. Terwilliger checks back into the game after that big interception. He'll line up out wide on this play. Trips up high, one receiver, bottom of your screen. Quick drop for Mallon. Steps up, delivers over the middle, and the catch is made. That's Terwilliger for a first down and more. He made the big play on defense, and now he checks in and moves the chains offensively. Floral Park back in business.
Yeah, Terwilliger does a great job. Let's take a look at this replay. He finds that open spot, gets right there in the middle, and Mallon does a nice job hitting him right there for the first down.
Fresh set of downs to work with here for Floral Park, and this is right around the area of the field where their first drive stalled. Clock's now bled down here inside 4 minutes, first quarter. Southside still on top, 7-0. Two backs in there with Mallon. Two receivers out wide up high. Here's a give to the outside on first down, turning the corner and rumbling down inside the 35 on the play is Dennis Majorana. He split carries all season with Kowalski. There was his first touch of the game there, and it's a good chunk play on first down.
Yeah, he does a nice job. You and I were talking about it before the game with Terwilliger. He is such a big force at 6'5". He can find that open area, and he can make some big plays downfield.
Second down and short upcoming from just inside the 35. As we bleed inside 3 minutes to go, opening quarter. Floral Park, a little something brewing on offense here. Mallon in the backfield with Kowalski. Here's a give up the middle. Slides through the middle and lunges down across the 30. It's a first down for Floral Park as they go right back to the ground with their trusty freshman.
Yeah, Kowalski running the ball nicely right up the middle and getting that first down. A lot of maturity for a freshman. Let's take a look at the replay right there. Out of the shotgun, running it right behind his offensive line. Shane Morin and Laverty doing a nice job getting the first down, Dylan.
Laverty, a very versatile guy over there at center. He can play guard and tackle, and he's a guy that Coach Pickett calls the vocal leader of the offensive line, whether it be calling out slides, identifying the mic, calling out protections. Here's a keeper for Mallon. Good blocks up the middle, and he rides a couple of tacklers forward for a good gain on first down. There's been a couple of different ball carriers for Floral Park really keeping this defense off balance and on their toes so far with who's going to come out with the ball.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to. They're trying to mix it up a little bit. You know, from their first offensive possession, they're trying to do a much better job in mixing it up for that Southside defense.
Gain of 5 for Mallon on first down. Entered this game with 250 rushing yards on the season and a 3-touchdown day last game in their win over division. 2nd and 5 for Floral Park. That's Noronis in motion to the outside. Up the middle, Kowalski stopped in the backfield, sidestepped the tackler. Ball comes out at the end. The Cyclones are on top of it, but was he down? Everybody in red says they've got the football. Still no signal from the officials.
Yeah, and take a look. Let's take a look at this replay. He's getting right up the middle, and Carper does a great job. And look who's in there, too. A.J. Magarachi pulling that ball out, doing a nice job ripping the ball.
And it got out, but it looks like Floral Park did get on top of it at the end. So 3rd down and 5 after a scary call for Floral Park. Cyclones showing blitz, whistles, and flags come in. There was movement on both sides of the line. Cyclones brought about 8 defenders right up to the point of attack there, showing heavy blitz as the officials now conversing to see who this one was on. There was definitely movement by Floral Park, but there could have been players in the neutral zone.
Yeah, and you're right, Dylan. Looks like it was neutral zone.
So the flag goes against the defense. It'll be 3rd and much more manageable. They'll need about 3 yards to move the chains here on what could potentially be the final play of the first quarter.
Yeah, and Colin Kenny on that penalty right there wishes he had that one back.
3rd down and short upcoming. Cyclones have brought this one all the way down inside the 25. They'll need about the 19 for first down yardage. Mallon lines up in the backfield. Kowalski to his right. Tight end in motion, that's Chris Manx. Fake to Kowalski. Mallon keeps. First down and more. Rumbling down inside the 5. Powerful running from the quarterback before his forward progress is finally stopped at the 7-yard line. Big time play for the signal caller.
Yeah, Mallon does a great job here. Let's take a look right here. He gives it the fake, and then he takes the give with the pulling guard and does a great job pushing his way for the first down behind that big offensive line.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter here on the south side. The Cyclones struck first with a big-time touchdown from that man right there, A.J. Magarachi. But Floral Park's got something brewing themselves. Don't go anywhere, folks. A good one ongoing here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
What's up? This is Sean Lights Out Merriman, former Charger and Bill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here on the south side, a 7-0 lead for the hometown Cyclones, but Floral Park goal to go as they look to even the affair here, and they've done it off the back of a great running performance from Justin Mallon and Michael Kowalski, a dynamic duo.
Yeah, Dylan, it's a back-and-forth game. You know, just one turnover right now, which led to Floral Park coming back right now and driving to get in for that tying score.
Ball spotted at the 7-yard line. It's first and goal. Right in front of the same end zone that A.J. Magarachi got us underway from early in the first quarter. Defenses have reigned supreme ever since. An interception for Floral Park that got him in business on this drive. Give to Kowalski, and the freshman's got nowhere to go. Swarming to the backfield were the Cyclones that time as DeAndre Mullings-Newberry, the junior, makes the tackle.
Yeah, Mullins-Newberry does a nice job right there getting in there and making that tackle and stopping Kowalski before he can gain any yards.
Stacked him up right at the line of scrimmage. Newberry, a guy that got brought up last season, 6 foot, 165 pounds, but these coaches say he's got a lot of strength in that small frame, and you saw it on that play right there, blowing through the line of scrimmage, coming up with a big tackle.
He does. He is a tremendous, he's going to be a great player to watch.
After the run by Kowalski unsuccessful, the Knights spread the field here on 2nd and goal. Mallon airs it out. Jump ball in the end zone for the big man, Terwilliger. Couldn't quite bring it down. Good coverage on the play by Brendan Vetter. That's a 5'8", 160 corner going up and knocking it away from a 6'5" receiver on the play. Great determination.
Yeah, and you and I were talking about it. At 6'5", that is a big target. Let's take a look at the replay right there.
Terrific coverage.
Yeah, just a little in front of him.
So now 3rd down and goal coming up. Floral Park trying to avoid having their offense stall out here in the red zone. First trip there so far tonight. Kowalski, the lone back. 3 receivers out to the top of your screen. It's Chris Manx, Aiden Lau. Mallon rolling out to his left. He's under pressure. Now turns it upfield, flips it, incomplete. Tried a little improvisation there, but couldn't quite hook up with Neuronis as it falls incomplete and brings up 4th and goal.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. I mean, he's rolling out. Mallon's rolling out, and he tried to make something happen here, but Vetter right there with a big hit on him and couldn't hang on to it.
Big decision now coming up for Ron Pickett and his Floral Park Knights, as the field goal team is indeed coming onto the field. Andy Chen, who got the game underway with kickoff duty. He's made a 28-yarder so far this season. He's 18 of 19 on extra points. Mallon is the holder, and the long snapper is TJ Owen. From about the 15, it's up, and he slides it inside the left upright to make it 7-3. A good kick by Andy Chen has Floral Park on the board.
Well, Dylan, you know that's one of my favorite parts of the game, but Andy Chen does a nice job there getting Floral Park on the board. You know, we were watching him in warm-up. He was doing a nice job. He's got a good leg. Let's take a look at the replay. Good snap. Mallon puts it down, and he does a great job just squeezing it right in there and putting Floral Park on the board.
Good execution all around by Floral Park, and that was a drive they desperately needed. These are two teams right around the top of Nassau County, top 4 in the standings, and Varsity Media is your home for the 2025 Section 8 playoffs. Go to varsitymediapass.com to order, partner. These are two teams that could very well find themselves at Hofstra when it's all said and done later in the season.
Oh, yeah, and you can tell by the back and forth going up and down. These two teams are evenly matched, and they're showing it right now.
So 7-3 lead for the home team as the defense does a nice job bending but not breaking in the red zone. But Floral Park capitalizes off the interception with a field goal to get on the board. Just south of 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Sun is almost completely set over on that west side of the stadium as the Friday night lights are in full effect. After knocking the field goal through, Chen will send it deep. Two returners out back for Southside. Fielded at the 8-yard line. Blockers set up down the middle of the field. Carving through the middle that time was Brendan Vetter before he's tackled at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Brendan does a good job there, giving him pretty good field position at the 30-yard line.
Vetter, a captain of this team, a 3-year starter. One of few guys that was on that conference championship team back in 2023. Really been a vocal leader for this Southside team on the offensive side. And him and his brother do a great job defensively as well. His brother Kieran, one of the premier ball hawks in the Cyclone secondary.
Yeah, they do. They're a great dual threat. And again, Brendan Vetter with a lot of experience being up on varsity for a while now.
So a chance for Southside to answer. The offense hasn't put much together since their opening drive touchdown. Cesario, the handoff. Magarachi to the left side of the formation. Not much room for him there. A couple of defenders in there on the stop. Good gang tackling by Floral Park. So Magarachi picks up 2, 2nd and 8 upcoming for Southside. They'll try to get back to their ways running the football after the interception by Cesario. Really looked like they had established dominance on the line of scrimmage that opening drive and then just didn't get a chance to test it out on the second drive. Right up the middle to the up back, that's Ethan Johnson. Got hit right at the line of scrimmage but managed to squirt forward down to about the 38-yard line. So 3rd and manageable coming up for the Cyclones.
Yeah, and Civarella did a nice job there along with Perry and Johnson getting in there. They're trying to give it to Johnson. They're trying to establish that run game, Dylan. And I think that they're looking to get back to where they were on that first drive where they scored.
This is a real dynamic duo with Ethan Johnson and A.J. Magarachi. Johnson, a 3-sport athlete. Starts as the catcher on varsity baseball, also plays a little bit of basketball, and he was the leading rusher on the JV football team last year. And he split carries with Magarachi at the varsity level so far this season. Big 3rd down, they give it to Magarachi, wrapped up and dropped at the 41-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the line to gain. Good tackles on the play by Floral Park. And 4th down coming up here.
Yeah, Jaden Castro right there did a nice job on that tackle and keeping it short on 4th and 1.
Doesn't look like much of a question of whether Filinesto is going to go for it here. The offense stays on the field and breaks the huddle. Everybody in tight on 4th and less than a yard here. Whistles come in before the snap, though. Looks like they were lined up in tush-push formation there. Old school football. Everybody in tight from the 41. They push Cesario forward, and it looks like he's got just enough for the 1st down.
The good old tush push. Dylan. The good old, and it works. It seems like it's working a lot.
Well,
Let's take a look at the replay.
We've talked about imposing your will on this broadcast. What better way to do it than put all 11 guys up at the line of scrimmage and nudge your quarterback forward for a first down?
Absolutely. For 1 yard, it looked really, really good.
Fresh set of downs to work with for Southside. Cesario hands off up the middle. Magarachi nowhere to go. 3 Knights in on the stop as Jason Johnson, the outside linebacker, came barreling in from the second level to make the stop.
Yeah, Johnson did a great job there along with Perry, the outside linebacker, swarming on A.J. Magarachi and stopping him.
So 2nd and long coming up for Southside. Haven't seen Cesario drop back to pass since that interception on the second drive of the game. Cyclones knocking on the door of Knights territory here. 2nd down. Cesario, a give up the middle. Johnson, nice cut at the line. He breaks free. Down the sideline he goes, and he's finally wrapped up at the 30-yard line by Terwilliger. An explosive play for Ethan Johnson.
Ethan Johnson, let's take a look right here at a shotgun, giving it, following Healy, Chalice, and Lamparello, that big offensive line, and getting a big run and moving the chains for Southside.
Well, we said they might have to air it out on 2nd and long, but instead they go right back to the ground, right up the middle between the guards for Ethan Johnson. And how about that jump cut at the line of scrimmage to create some space for himself as well?
Yeah, he looked really good there, and really nice saving touchdown tackle by Terwilliger, really catching up to him and stopping him.
Terwilliger, one of the hardest hitters on this Floral Park defense. He'll play free safety and strong safety. I formation, give to the outside. And he swung down after a gain of about 4 here. That was Brendan Vetter, who normally lines up at wide receiver on the carry. It's his first touch of the game. Sets up 2nd and medium. After the carry, Vetter comes off the field.
Ethan Johnson needed a breather there.
Old school formation here. The wishbone, 3 in the backfield with Cesario. It's a give up the middle to Magarachi. He'll pick up about a yard on the play. Nice job by Floral Park to snuff that one out. It was Terwilliger in there on the stop. Again, he's been all over the field tonight.
He sure has. And you're right, that was old school formation, double tight wishbone, just trying to run that ball up there, up the gut. And Floral Park does a nice job stopping it.
So ball on 24. They'll need about the 20 for first down yardage. 3rd down and 3. This is one of those dangerous scenarios where you might see Cesario with an option to keep it here. Got to keep an eye on the quarterback. I formation, 2 tight ends in the game. Give it to the up back. Ethan Johnson lowers the shoulder, fighting down to the 20. This is going to be a close spot here. Referees mark him down at the line to gain, and they will give him the first down by maybe a foot or 2. Good push by that Southside offensive line as they continue to eat up clock on this drive. We're already inside 5 minutes to go first half.
Yeah, they're eating it up, and that was a nice job by Jalen Johnson and Hurt right there on that left side, pushing it for the first down, and a great spot by the referee to move the chains.
So Southside in the red zone for the 2nd time today. They capitalized with a Magarachi touchdown on their first trip down here. Right back to it with the I formation, jumbo personnel. A give to Magarachi, stacked up in the backfield. The initial hit was laid by Michael Kowalski, and then his teammates came in to finish the job. Floral Park doing a good job against the run, except for a couple of big plays so far.
Yeah, they're doing great. I mean, Michael's all over the field too. Kowalski is just right there making that tackle and stopping A.J. Magarachi.
That's one running back tackling another as Kowalski comes up with his first tackle of the game. As we mentioned earlier, he splits the linebacker duties with his brother Alex. Cesario lines up in the pistol with Johnson behind him. Now he moves to his left. Motion man on the play. A give to Johnson, and they snuff it out again. Floral Park is all over the run game right now. A couple of defenders in there on the play to make the stop, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, Floral Park right there does a nice job of stopping. Let's take a look at the replay. They're trying to almost fake a jet sweep right there. Ethan Johnson takes it, and Floral Park does a nice job.
So now 3rd down and long. We are yet to see Cesario attempt to pass on this drive.
Yeah, Chris Mance on that tackle did a really nice job. He's doing a nice job up front there.
And Chris Mance, a guy that plays a little tight end as well. Very physical player on both sides. 5 wide. They spread the field here on 3rd down and 10. Quick drop for Cesario. Looking over the middle, and he overthrows his man. He was looking for Solomon on the play, and it falls incomplete to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Cesario right there was looking for a wide open spot. Can't find Solomon. Let's take a look here. They spread the field. He does have a little time. And it looks like he could have dropped it in there.
And out comes the field goal team for Southside. The kicker, Lucas Papadopoulos, 1 for 1 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goals this season as well. He's made from 21 yards. This would be about a 36-yarder for him. Low snap, handled, and a low kick as the operation just no good from the start that time. Papadopoulos never had a chance as the snap was low, and he kicks a little ground ball, no good. Floral Park with a stand in the red zone.
Yeah, that's a big stop for Floral Park right there. Unfortunately, a low snap right now is going to cause timing for the kicker, and I'm sure that Papadopoulos wants that back right there. Let's take a look again. Bounces, he does a nice job of putting that down, but again, it throws the rhythm of the kicker off, and unfortunately that goes a little short.
And you can tell he had to stop right in the middle of his run up to the ball there, and the operation was thrown off from there. So now Floral Park with a big chance to take the lead as we head into the halftime locker room, but they'll have to hurry up with 3:10 to go. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Justin Mallon in the Floral Park offense. 5 wide. Here's a jet sweep to the outside. It's the speedy Kavon Seals. Forward for about a 12-yard gain before he swung out of bounds. Kavon Seals, the guy they love to get around the corners. He's an all-county triple jump guy, a track star. He runs the 100-meter. He can really fly.
Yeah, and you saw it right there. It looks like he was almost a shoestring away from breaking a huge run. And Kavon Seals does have that breakaway speed that everyone talks about.
Good play to get this drive up and running. It's 1st and 10 from the 34. Floral Park runs once again emptying out the formation. It's a quick screen to the outside. Aiden Lau fields it. He cuts forward, gets a block, and he's swung down at midfield by a host of Cyclones. Floral Park really stretching out the defense so far on this drive.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. Mallon right now gets him the ball quickly. Aiden Lau, who they're trying to get the ball in his hand. He does a really nice job pushing the chains.
That's a terrific block out front by Chris Mance, the tight end, too. Really made that whole play happen. They stay 5 wide here from the 49. Mallon, deep drop, airs it out down the sideline. Looking up top for Terwilliger, but it's broken up. Again, that's Vetter in coverage. The team leader in tackles will not be denied in the secondary.
Vetter does a really nice job here in coverage. Mallon, who's got that arm that can throw it and get it downfield, but Vetter is right there. Nice job on the defense.
So 2nd and 10 coming up, the first incompletion of the drive for Floral Park as they try to air it out to their big play receiver. Terwilliger, 400 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns on the season. Very physical for his size. He runs a crisp route. And the coaching staff really talked about his ability to punish smaller defenders, but has not been successful against the veteran Vetter. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen here on 2nd and 10. 3-step drop, Mallon. He's under pressure, has to roll out of it. Now cuts it upfield himself, and a fantastic shoestring tackle on the outside to prevent a big play there.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay, Dylan. Jack Boynes right there coming up. Mallon is rolling out, and he does a nice job of stopping Mallon.
That's a big play on the outside against a speedy dual-threat quarterback, and a timeout taken. So we've reached the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 2 teams will get a breather. We've got Rivalry Saturday coming up, Massapequa and Farmingdale on Saturday at 1 p.m. Then St. Anthony's against Chaminade at 1:30 right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A lot of high school football action here on Long Island that you're not going to want to miss. And Varsity Media has got it all on tap for you.
Dylan, you and I talked about this earlier. This is a good, close game right now, and it's going to come down to whoever makes the least mistakes tonight.
Two teams that have tackled really well so far this season. You see Southside in second place with 140 points. Floral Park on a 3-game winning streak with 131. As we said, two teams that expect to be at Hofstra for the semifinals and the championship come later in this season. So coming out of the timeout, a big third down for the Knights here. Kowalski in the backfield with Mallon. Designed rollout to his right. Picks up a block from his running back. Now carves it up the middle of the field, and he is leveled on the play. Good tackle by Mullings Newberry. He's been all over the field defensively tonight, and fourth down is coming up.
Yeah, let's take a look at Mallon again, rolling out, trying to make something happen, and Mullins Newberry is coming from the backside and lays a big hit right there.
Offense will stay on the field here as the Cyclones are in plus territory with about a minute and a half to go. Big play early in this game. It's fourth down and about 5 yards. They'll need to get to the 39.
Yeah, it looks like they want to chew up a little time on the clock. Perhaps to just go into half, only down 3-7.
Minute and 10 and counting to go. Floral Park still with a couple of timeouts at their disposal. Hard count for Mallon. Now backs off and takes a couple signals from the sideline. And a timeout taken by Ron Pickett. Southside giving some love to their crowd after they made noise on that third down. Here we see the last 3 seasons for Floral Park. They've been a model program these last couple of years in the semifinals back in 2024. All the way as the runner-up with a 7-3 season in 2023. And they are well on their way back to the playoffs with a 4-1 record so far this season as well. So a big fourth down and 5 coming up. A guy in Mallon at quarterback who's demonstrated the ability to make it happen with his legs. What are we looking for here from the play caller?
Well, I think they're going to look to either get into the half, like I said, down 3-7, or they're going to look to go kind of deep. But I expect Southside to be in a prevent defense and try to stop them. But you got to be careful with Mallon with that speed that he has.
Andy Chen has hit a field goal so far today, but there's still quite a ways outside of his range. They'll need a big play to get down in field goal range. 54 seconds to go, opening half. Big fourth down. Perhaps the biggest play of the night so far for Floral Park.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to punt, Dylan.
Yeah, they tried to draw him off sides with the hard count, but the quarterback, Justin Mallon, handles the punting duties. He'll send it deep and try to pin the Cyclones back inside their own 10. What a punt it is. Fielded at the 5-yard line and taken up the side. That's Brendan Vetter, who's run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So Floral Park elects to play field position here as they'll attempt to get into the halftime locker room with just a 7-3 deficit, and they get the ball after half.
Yeah, and I thought that was a really good call on Floral Park. You know, let's pin them deep. Let's keep them away.
So now Southside will have a chance with 42.3 to go and a couple of timeouts to work with. A 3-7 season last year that still saw them end up in the Nassau County semifinals. Coach Ernesto admitted to us, he says that was a very inexperienced team. A lot of guys that were learning last year, but a lot of those guys are back this year. That extra year of experience has paid dividends so far for Southside. They'll have it 1st and 10 from deep inside their own territory. A lot of work to do. Looking for some late first half magic. It's a give up the middle. Magarachi into a crowd of defenders, and it looks like Southside just content to take this one all the way to halftime. Inside 30 seconds to go. They might have to run one more play due to play clock stipulations as Colin Kenny, the tight end, checks in. Ten seconds and ticking to go. Cesario lines up under center. He'll give it to the outside. Magarachi looking for blockers. Sidesteps one. He's across the 30 and swung out of bounds as time expires at the 36-yard line. So the hometown Cyclones go into the halftime locker room with a 7-3 lead. Floral Park was able to fight back from an interception, though, after that field goal by Andy Chen. A good game ongoing here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We'll be back shortly with halftime analysis.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships. Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athletes' key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now. Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
We are back here for second half action on the south side. Cyclones leading the Floral Park Knights 7-3. Dylan Brett, Franco Biancamano with you here in the booth. It was a bit of a tale of two quarters in the first half. First quarter, it felt like we might have an up and down kind of shootout with the way those first two drives went. Then the defense has really settled in, dominated the trenches. What were some of your takeaways from the first half, partner?
Yeah, I think they, both teams settled in. Again, my opinion is this is going to come down to who makes the least mistakes. Again, that missed field goal on special team is really going to come back and haunt Southside. I think their long snapper is out this week, and that could be one of the reasons why they missed it. But I think whoever gets the ball last, Dylan, it's going to come down to the stretches, and it's going to be exciting.
Floral Park will get the ball first here in the second half. They've gotten a pretty solid performance out of Justin Mallon so far. Couple of big third and fourth down conversions for him. They've really leaned on that quarterback running game with the dual threat of him and Michael Kowalski.
Yeah, and they've moved the ball. Like in the second quarter, they were really driving and moving the ball, and Southside did a nice job stopping him. But he is a dual threat, and you have to watch him in the second half.
And they've also got three very dynamic receivers that we haven't seen a whole lot of. We've seen Ryan Terwilliger make a couple of big plays on defense, but so far the likes of Aiden Lau, Eric Noronis, Kavan Seals have been held in check. This first drive of the second half could tell us a lot about the way this game's going to go. Are they going to take the top off offensively? Are they going to continue to pound it inside? What's that game plan going to look like?
Yeah, you said it correctly, and I think we've only seen a touch from Aiden Lau with that speed that he has, that breakaway speed, and look for Floral Park to try to get the ball in his hands to make something happen.
Meanwhile, for Southside, they've gone away from the passing game after the interception by the sophomore Rob Cesario Jr., but they've gotten great contributions out of the all-county running back A.J. Magarachi, Ethan Johnson. They have been a two-headed monster. It looked like Floral Park was really starting to stop them, though, later in the first half. I feel like they really keyed in on the run game.
They did, but Southside keeps giving Ethan Johnson the ball and A.J. Magarachi the ball because those are their key guys to get something going, and they've done a really nice job. Rob Cesario, only 2 passing attempts right now. One of them happens to be an interception, but the young quarterback's going to get his work in, and they're going to try to make something happen.
So we're just about ready for second half action. Southside won the opening toss and elected to receive, so Floral Park will start off the second half with the football. Got inside the Southside 45 on their final drive of the first half. Then they opted to punt it away, played field position. Part of that decision was because they knew they were getting the ball back here to start the second half, though.
Yeah, and that's a great call, Dylan. They decided to play field position and say, let's not give Southside, who does have a pretty explosive offense, let's not put them in any position to try to break one.
So Lucas Popdopoulos will have it teed up. 2 returners back deep for the Knights. Big second half on tap. So happy you're with us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Dylan Brett here with Franco Biancamano, live from Southside High School here in Rockville Center. Beautiful night here in RVC. The temperature is still dipped inside 57 degrees. It was about 64 at kickoff, but you just can't really ask for a better night. Not a lot of wind in the forecast, no precipitation to speak of.
Beautiful, beautiful. Friday Night Lights, Dylan. Unbelievable. It doesn't get any better than this.
And a good crowd on hand as well. The Southside student section really made themselves heard on those third and fourth downs towards the end of the first half when that defense started to take over.
They sure did. Great support staff here at Southside.
12 minutes on the clock, second half underway. It's a little pooch kick from Popdopoulos. Fair caught at the 34-yard line, and that is where Floral Park will take over with advantageous field position.
Yeah, quick pooch kick by Papadopoulos. I think he was trying to land it a little bit shorter right there, but he does do a nice job placing it there. And Floral Park does have great field position to start the second half.
So back to work for Justin Mallon. Entered tonight, 780 pass yards, over 250 on the ground, and 8 total touchdowns on the season. He's been fantastic at protecting the football, making good decisions, which is something this coaching staff has really said he's worked on. Couple of tight ends in the game. 2 receivers out wide to the top of your screen. Split backs. Here's a give to the outside. Now cutting in is Dennis Majorana.
Yeah, Majorana right now taking it to the outside on a sweep right there behind Mulligan, the senior right guard, and behind the right tackle. Contreras.
It's a gain of about 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay again. Here we go. They're trying to make something happen. They're trying to sweep it. They might have made that adjustment at halftime, but right there, Southside does a nice job stopping them.
We haven't seen a lot of Majorama so far this season. It's been mostly the Kowalski show at running back. That time he gives the freshman a spell, and they're both in the game here. It's a give outside. The speedy Kavon Seals runs into a wall of tacklers led by Colin Kenny, the edge rusher. They call him their jack of all trades on defense. He'll line up at pass rusher, corner, safety. He'll even play a little bit of tight end on offense in select spots as well.
Yeah, Seals, another speedy guy, 5'9", has great hands and great running ability. They're looking to try to get the ball in his hands as well, Dylan.
Big play on 3rd down. A couple of late substitutions and some motion for Floral Park. Mallon takes the snap, looks to his left, now scrambles out wide, fires it. It's caught by Naronis, turns it upfield for 1st down yardage, and he's run out of bounds by Magarachi, but not before moving the chains. Big play as Mallon improvises on 3rd down.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Dylan, right now, Mallon right here looking for something to happen. He's got Naronis open right there, but no. And then he comes right back to him, finds him open, and they're moving the chains downfield.
So this drive up and running for Floral Park. They opened up with pretty good field position around the 35. Now on the doorstep of Southside territory at the 48-yard line. They've gotten down in the red zone once so far this game, but were unsuccessful. Mallon, quarterback keeper out wide to the right. He's got blockers downfield, cuts it inside, and tackled at about the 43-yard line. Call it a gain of 8 on 1st down. Really stretching the defense now is Mallon.
Yeah, and that's that dual threat that we've been talking about all game. Right now, they had a wing to the right. Let's take a look at the replay right now. They're set up for a run here. Kowalski blocking and Mallon taking it using his legs to gain 9 yards on that play.
And Kavon Seals throwing a really nice block downfield as well. That was something that Ron Pickett told us about these Floral Park position players, skill players, I should say. They're all great blockers, physical players that love to get downfield and lay a couple of hits. 2nd down and short. Cyclones show pressure. Mallon rolls right, fires downfield on the run, jump ball. And it's broken up down the sideline, and Ryan Terwilliger, who went up to make the catch, is down on the play.
Yeah, Terwilliger right there. He took a streak downfield right there. Mallon puts it up. They're trying to use that big 6'5" frame right there. But Southside does a great job with double coverage and stop him right there.
Good pass break up by Kieran Vetter, the sophomore defensive back. 2 interceptions and 10 tackles for him on the season. Coaching staff really loves this guy. They say he's a natural athlete, great reflexes, terrific ball skills, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
And think about that, at 5'11", doing such a fantastic job against a guy who's 6'5". You mentioned it earlier. Really, really a good ball player.
His brother Brendan was in coverage on Terwilliger earlier. He's only 5'8", and they've really limited the big man on those jump balls so far tonight. Oh, a whistle comes in. Still waiting on a signal from the officials.
Yeah, the officials had it on the wrong hash, I think, Dylan.
Yeah, there was no flag on the play, and instead they move it over to the right hash. Big 3rd down and short coming up. Without a doubt, 4-down territory for Floral Park here. Mallon up the middle, gives to Kowalski, wrapped up at the line, lunges forward. Going to be a close spot on the play. They needed to get to the 42, and it looks like they'll spot him at the 41 for a Knights 1st down.
Yeah, Kowalski right now, that freshman just really, really doing a nice job, really pounding that ball. You don't expect that out of a freshman, but he really, really has taken this offense.
He's a guy they call a more composed and patient back, but that time he showcases the brute strength as he powers forward for 1st down yardage. This time the running back is Chris Mance, the tight end. Mallon keeps on the play, fakes up the middle, now breaks it outside. He's got a lane, and he's swung down at the 31-yard line. It's another first down for Floral Park as the quarterback run continues to kill Southside.
Yeah, and I want to show you this replay right now, Dylan. Mallon does a fantastic job here with the fake. Watch this fake right there. He rides that fake and totally stops that defense from Southside, and then Mallon takes it up the field for a nice gain.
I beg your pardon. He was actually spotted just short. Second down and less than a yard. Coming up here, the line to gain is right around the 32. Mallon's showcased his versatility time and time again in this game. That was one of the keys to the game that you pointed out early on. And so far, he has made Southside pay with his legs. Heavy box for the Cyclones. A give up the middle. Flags come in at the end of the play. For the moment, it's a first down run for Floral Park.
Yeah, number 74, Healy, is saying that he was held right there.
That was Major Rama on the carry. Still no signal of what the penalty was, and a face mask now on the defense. So Southside was sure they'd been held on the play, but instead it's a 15-yard personal foul that moves Floral Park right up to the doorstep of the red zone.
Yeah, that's a costly penalty, Dylan.
So third down and short turns into 1st and 10. Right at about the 22-yard line. Floral Park knocking on the door again. Pressure coming here on first down. Kowalski up the middle. And the Cyclones all over it that time. Colin Kenny comes in on the tackle. He was joined in the backfield by Jalen Fletcher.
Yeah, Fletcher, let's take a look at this replay. Fletcher does a nice job here stopping Kowalski, has nowhere to run, and he's down, along with Colin Kenny making the tackle.
Jalen Fletcher, a 5'8", 215-pound junior, a guy this coaching staff says is a quiet kid, a silent worker. Yeah, they really lean on in the weight room as well. Second down and long coming up for Floral Park. Mallon takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, delivers over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted on the play. Brendan Vetter almost had a takeaway, but it slips through his fingers to bring up third down.
Yeah, Brendan Vetter is doing a nice job. Let's take a look at this right now. Mallon drops back. He's looking for that empty spot, and Vetter just jumps right in front of Terwilliger and makes a nice play. He almost had an interception there.
Trying to draw up the quick slant to Terwilliger. They are not letting him breathe. What a job by this Southside secondary so far tonight. There have not been a lot of big plays through the air. Here's a spread formation here on third down and 11. Cyclones rush 4. Mallon steps up, delivers, nearly picked again, and it's broken up. Knocked down in the middle of the field by Kieran Vetter, so the two brothers come up with big PBUs to force a 4th down and 11.
Yeah, let's take a look. They're trying to get the ball into Aiden Lau's hand. He steps up, and Southside is right there. Vetter is right there waiting for that.
So now a decision. Do they send out the field goal team? Remember, they're 1 for 2 on these kicks. And the offense is coming out there on 4th down and long. Yeah, Mallon, the only man in the backfield, 5 wide, 3 receivers to the top of your screen. He takes the snap, steps up at the 30. Pressure, and the ball is loose. It's free on the ground, but they'll call it an incomplete pass. It doesn't matter because either way, it's Southside football. What a stand in the red zone by this defense.
That was a huge stand, something that Southside needed right there. Let's take a look at this again. Mallon drops back. Mullins Newberry and Colin Kenny coming in and breaking up that play. big play for Southside right there.
The Swiss Army knife comes through again. He's got a team-high 3 sacks on the season and a big hit to end that Floral Park drive. 5 minutes come off the clock, but no points to show for it. Southside in possession with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, huge stop. Now what Southside needs to do right now is they need to establish a run game. They need to march down the field, and like we talked about earlier in the broadcast, is chew up the clock and take the time away.
They leaned heavily on the tandem of Magarachi and Ethan Johnson in the first half. Magarachi in the backfield gets the give. Big loss on the play, nowhere to go as Rocco Berkey, the sophomore, makes a terrific TFL.
What a play by Rocco Berkey. Look at this, untouched right now. This has to be a blown call right there. And Berkey comes in and stops Magarachi right in his tracks.
Coach Pickett says this sophomore is a rising star in the program. He's a young talent that they're really excited about. He said he could be a defensive player of the year kind of guy by the time he's a senior. Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd down and long coming up for Southside. Cesario rolling out, delivers a strike over the middle. Catch is made right at the sticks by Connor McNulty. His first catch of the game, it's his 10th of the season, and it gets Southside awfully close to first down yardage.
Yeah, and here we go. Cesario right now saying they're calling his number right now. He rolls out to his left, finds McNulty wide open, and that's a great ball and builds some confidence for Cesario right now.
So 3rd down and short coming up as we're about halfway through the 3rd quarter here at Southside. Everybody up at the line, tush-push formation, 2 tight ends in the game. Whistles come in very early. I'm not quite sure they got the playoff. And it's a timeout. There are flags on the field. And as of now, the spot is short of the line to gain at the 35. So we once again await confirmation from the referees. And it's an offsides call. Going against Floral Park.
Well, Southside does a great job here. They run up to the line, tried to catch Floral Park off guard, and they kind of did.
Terrific job by the Southside Knights there, or Southside Cyclones, I beg your pardon. Draw the penalty, no need for the tush push on 3rd down and short. It's a fresh set of downs from the 40. Give outside, Magarachi trying to block for Ethan Johnson, but he's once again dropped for a loss. In on the play was Jason Johnson, the junior linebacker. Southside once again behind the sticks. We've said that a lot here in their last couple of drives. They just can't establish the run on 1st down.
Yeah, and that big offense, that big defensive line right now from Floral Park is doing a nice job getting through and stopping Southside.
Yeah, Chris Mance has made a couple of really nice plays. That was Jason Johnson, the linebacker. The big hit by Rocco Berkey. Now a screen pass set up. Magarachi turns it upfield, knifes through the middle. He's off to the races. Nothing but green grass in front of him. One man to beat, and he's dropped at the 2-yard line. An explosive play by the Southside offense. And partner, how do you counter heavy pressure from the defensive line? You set up a screen. Great play call.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said any better, Dylan. Look at this. They catch him on the blitz. They always say you do or die by the, you live or die by the blitz. And right now, they blitz the house and call the perfect call with a screen to Magarachi, who takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Well executed by Southside right there.
And a chance to go up 2 scores here as they're down inside the 10. 1st down and goal from about the 3-yard line. Magarachi in the backfield along with Ethan Johnson and Kavan Seals. Magarachi left side, lowers the shoulder, stopped at the 1. He was reaching out for the goal line, but it does not look like he got there. 2nd down and a couple of inches coming up.
Yeah, and you said it earlier. They went old school football right now. Let's take a look. Double tight wishbone. Follow your lead blockers. Magarachi does a nice job putting his shoulders down and gets a couple of yards to the 1-yard line.
He scored in the first half, looking for touchdown number 2 here to kick off the 3rd quarter.
I was going to say, what do you think, tush push?
The up back is Ethan Johnson. Cesario under center. The give to Johnson, lunging forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Cyclones.
Huge play by Southside. Wow, incredible, incredible run. All set up by A.J. Magarachi, Ethan Johnson right up the middle behind that big offensive line. Let's take a look right now. They put a man in motion. Lampanello, Healy, Chalice, Hurt, that big offensive line from Southside, and they get it in for the touchdown.
The big fellas up front made that drive happen. Jalen Hurt, Pat Lamparello, Ryan Healy lowering the boom on that touchdown run. It's the 6th touchdown of the season for Ethan Johnson as Lucas Papadopoulos will come on and try to make it a 14-3 game.
Yeah, that was an incredible drive. Incredible drive by Southside right there. Something that they needed to do to spark this offense.
4:39 to go here in the third quarter. Papadopoulos 1 for 1 on PATs, 16 for 18 on the season. And it's through. 14-3 your score. A big-time possession by Southside as they provide themselves a little bit of insurance in a game that's been dominated by defense so far.
Yeah, they sure did, and it's something to really, really spark this up right now. Spark up that offense, and now telling Floral Park, it's your turn to see what you can do.
Two teams that are postseason hopefuls battling it out tonight. Remember, the Nassau County playoffs are exclusively right here on Varsity Media, the 2025 Section 8 playoffs. You can go to varsitymediapass.com to order today. So Southside scores on their first possession after coming up with a big-time stop deep in their own end. They go 80 yards for the touchdown. And this almost feels like a must-score possession now for Floral Park with the way this clock is being chewed up to get themselves back into the game, partner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They need to make something happen. They need to put the ball in the playmaker's hands to try to make something happen here because you don't want the score to get out of hand.
Floral Park received the kick to start off the second half. They'll do so again here with 4:39 to go. As the saying goes, it gets really late, really early in games like this. Two teams that love to run the ball, get downhill. And we haven't seen a lot of success in the downhill passing game as well. Everything's been off screens, quick hitters.
Yeah, but also Cesario right now throwing that screen pass, really building his confidence and moving the ball downfield. That was a great call and a great throw by him.
He had that interception early in the first half, but he's been terrific since then. Set up the big screen to his running back and just let A.J. Magarachi eat. We said it in the open. He's one of the best backs here in Nassau County. He's up over 700 yards on the season now with no sign of slowing down.
He sure is. Tough young man. Really, really fun to watch.
Just a junior as well. He's still got another year of development left in him. Papadopoulos will send it deep. Knights let it fall at about the 5 and field it on a bounce. Running into a crowd is Chris Mantz, and he's stacked up right around the 22-yard line. That's where Floral Park will take over for a pivotal drive with 4:30 to go. So last drive for Floral Park, Franco, we really saw them get into a rhythm early on, but then once they got down in the red zone, they got themselves behind the sticks, and it felt like nothing could work. This Southside secondary has played a terrific game so far.
They have. And Floral Park was moving the ball. They got the ball in the second half. They were driving. It looks like they made some great halftime adjustments, but Southside stepped it up when they were in their own territory and stopped them and did a great job.
Here's a handoff on first down. A little bit of room to the outside. Mallon is tackled across the 30-yard line. Gain of about 9 or 10 on the play. They're going to give him the first down. A good start to the drive for Floral Park as they move the sticks.
Yeah, and Mallon really is one of their big play offensive guys, but you kind of wonder how long can he keep that going?
He's taken a lot of hits so far today. This Southside defense has been relentless. Floral Park has to feel like a big play is coming from one of these weapons on the outside. They've been quiet today. Fakes the give, takes it up the middle. About 2 yards in a cloud of dust that time for Mallon. Good stop made on the play by Colin Kenny. We've said Colin Kenny's name a lot, the 6'1", 180-pound senior. Had a big hit on the quarterback early on. He's been filling the middle nicely as a defensive tackle. Like we said, he'd be all over the field tonight, playing a multitude of positions on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, tremendous athlete and a tremendous player.
Mallon looks outside. It's a screen to Terwilliger. Gets a block, lowers the shoulder, and rumbles past the sticks. That's first down yardage once more on the screen pass. Looks like they're going to spot him about a yard clear.
Yeah, let's take a look. Terwilliger right now getting the ball. They're trying to get it into his hands, and they can only do it so far right now through a screen pass, and they do that very nicely to gain 10 yards and get a first down.
And you just see how tough he is to take down on that play. 6'5", 185. Very great basketball player with a great vertical. It took about 6 defenders to swing him to the ground.
Yeah, big frame.
First and 10 from the 43 now for Floral Park. On the move once again, Mallon looks outside on the bubble screen. Catch is made, but not a whole lot of room to run for Aiden Lau. The speedy slot receiver picks up about 2.
Yeah, you and I spoke about it on the break. Aiden Lau is someone they're trying to get the ball into his hands because of that speed that he has.
He's a guy the coaching staff says is probably their best route runner when it's all said and done. They line him up in the slot. They'll utilize him in a lot of screen or short route scenarios. There we saw a quick pass to him on the outside. 2nd down and 8 now for the Floral Park offense. Three receivers, bottom of your screen. Now a motion man. They'll block up front for Kowalski. Tackled right around midfield. And on the stop that time was Mullings Newberry along with a host of Southside defenders.
Yeah, and Kowalski right there lowering the shoulders, trying to get as many yards as he can to keep this drive alive. Floral Park needs to keep this drive alive in order to get back into this game.
The line to gain is the 47. They'll need about 3 yards to convert here, although feels like 4-down territory. Kowalski the back. In there with Mallon. Fake the give. Throw it over the middle. There's Terwilliger. Breaks a tackle and shrugs off a couple of defenders before being wrapped up at the 40-yard line. They move the sticks through the air on 3rd down and short that time.
Yeah, Terwilliger does a nice job right here. The cornerback is way back there. He finds a nice open spot and gets the first down from Mallon.
Nice little short completion to Terwilliger. As you mentioned earlier, they've been going up top for him a lot to little success, but he's been heavily utilized in the screen game as a blocker, quick routes over the middle. They're doing everything they can to get the ball into his hands.
And that's been successful, Dylan. That's been successful. What they really want to do is they want to get the ball behind the corners.
Inside a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's a give up the middle. Kowalski gets about halfway to a first down. And Kowalski hasn't had the ball in his hands too much here in the 2nd half. He was very busy in the 1st half after making starts in each of the last 3 games. Up over 400 yards on the season now.
Yeah, and this looks like a similar drive from when they got the ball at halftime right now. Now they just have to execute and get in the end zone.
And if the ball stays on the ground here, it'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and medium. Mallon going to air it out down the sideline. Incomplete. He was looking for Kavan Seals in single coverage, but that's Brendan Vetter. It's been a no-fly zone out there for Southside.
Brendan Vetter, let's look at this. Look at this replay right now. Incredible. He doesn't turn his head around, but he does a nice job covering him, and the ball's a little overthrown.
And he even does a great job at the end of the play, too. He kind of throws both of his hands up as he's in coverage. A, to make a play on the ball. B, to let the ref know he's not holding.
Yeah.
Always a savvy play.
Yeah. And that's what you get. That's what you get from a leader on this team, from a veteran.
He's a 3-year starter, a guy the coaching staff praises for his football IQ. 3rd down and 6, 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Thrown over the middle and broken up again. Kieran Vetter had a pick in his hands for the 2nd time today, and if he held on to that one, he might still be running.
Absolutely. Wow. He wants that one. He wishes he had that one back. Let's take a look at this. Mallon drops back, throws a dart, and Vetter is right there.
There was nobody home if he managed to pick that one off. A play that would have surely iced the game. But now it's 4th down and 6 with 2 seconds to go here in the quarter. Biggest play of the game so far for Floral Park. Fourth down and 6. They need the 30-yard line. 2 receivers either side of the formation. Kowalski the lone back. Quick drop from Mallon. Steps up, delivers to the sideline, and the catch is made. Terwilliger. Nice possession catch. Forward progress will give him the first down. And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So Floral Park looked like they might have been on life support for a minute there, but a big catch from one of their junior playmakers as we head into the 4th quarter. That touchdown right there by Ethan Johnson has gotten us where we are. 14-3, Southside leads it. We go to the 4th quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
4th quarter action here at Southside. Hometown Cyclones up 14-3 on Floral Park, but the Knights are driving down the field here in what has quickly turned into a must-score possession for Justin Mallon in this offense. First snap of the 4th, takes it out wide, quarterback keeper. He gets a block, turns it up the sideline, and he's wrapped up at the 12-yard line. Mallon moving the sticks with his legs once again. First down, Floral Park.
Mallon does a great job here. Takes that run to the outside, follows his big lead blockers, and makes another first down to move the chains.
He's been terrific with his legs so far in this one. He's had a couple of design runs. They've run a couple of zone reads where he sells that fake and completely gets the defense to suck in. The question is, though, can he cap it off with a touchdown here? Floral Park has been held out of the end zone so far tonight. They trail by 11 here with 11:50 and ticking to go. Give up the middle. The freshman, Michael Kowalski, into a wall of defenders. Jack Boyens on the stop, the senior linebacker. A key two-way piece of that championship team 2 years ago makes the tackle.
Yeah, number 74, Healy, right there in the mix, making a tackle. You know, Dylan, we can't forget the throw that, the pass that Mallon threw to Terwilliger for that first down on 4th down. It was fantastic.
It was the biggest play of the game so far. You are right. On a night where Terwilliger has been really quiet in the downfield passing game, he made a huge catch with 2 defenders hanging on either side of him there. That kept this drive alive. Now the Knights trying to cap it off with a touchdown. Jet sweep to the outside, and there's nowhere to go. What a stop on the play by Jaden Johnson, the defensive captain in the middle with a huge TFL.
Yeah, and number 19, Mullings Newberry right here. Look at this replay. They're going to run a jet sweep. It almost looks like they want to throw the ball right there.
Oh, you're right.
They don't get a chance to, and Mullings Newberry with a huge play right there.
It was DeAndre Mullings Newberry and Jaden Johnson on the tackle. Johnson, a guy that holds Division I offers, and this staff says he has the skill set to play at the next level. That time, a huge burst to make it 3rd down and 16. A field goal not out of the question for Floral Park here, because that would make it a 1-score game. But they're thinking touchdown. Mallon steps up, Gonna run it himself, gets the corner, turns it upfield and lowers the shoulder. It's a first down inside the 5 as he shoved out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Justin Mallon again scrambles for a first down.
This young man at quarterback is an absolute dual threat. We have to take a look at this replay right now. He makes this play on his own using his legs. Let's take a look right there. Faking out the linebacker, getting in there and putting them in a position to score a touchdown.
And he's had to scramble more and more because of how good the downfield coverage by Southside has been. He's been terrific when he's been off schedule.
Yeah, really, really incredible footwork.
So they spot him out of bounds right in between the 1 and 2 yard lines. Clock is bled down inside 10 minutes, but it's stopped for the moment. The running back is Dennis Majorana. Mallon fakes, keeps it himself, and he walks in untouched. Floral Park finally in the end zone with a touchdown.
Yeah, what an incredible drive that Floral Park put together here. Take a look at this. He gives another great fake. Mallon does it himself right here. Big fake, stops the defense for a quick second. Stops number 14 right there, Kenny Collins, to get him to bite and brings it in for the touchdown.
And that time Kenny stayed home on the zone read, but there was a terrific block. Here's the extra point. Mallon with the hold, and it's driven through by Andy Chen to make this a 4-point game. And it feels like we got a brand new ball game here, folks. Cyclones clinging to a 4-point lead inside 10 minutes to go right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Back with you from Southside, Dylan Brett, Franco Biancamano with just about 10 minutes to go in this one. And Franco, a moment ago, it felt like Southside was in full control. Big touchdown drive to start out the second half, and all of a sudden, Floral Park marches down the field, has a couple of drive-saving plays, and cashes in with a touchdown. We've got a 4-point game.
Incredible, incredible. And you're right, they did it. They were a couple of fourth downs. They executed on a couple of fourth downs and brought it down all on the legs and the arm of Mallon.
Andy Chen will send this one away as Floral Park will now trust in their defense. Vetter back to return it. Fielded at the 15-yard line, takes it up the middle, sheds one tackle and runs right in to a wall of defenders led by Eric Noronis that time. So a big drive upcoming for Rob Cesario Jr., the Kellenberg transfer, and this Southside offense as they look to put this game away.
Yeah, with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left, Southside needs to establish a great drive here to put it away, like you said. And if they can do that, they should be in a good spot, Dylan.
Floral Park has hung their hat here in the second half on defending the run and defending it well. There has not been a lot of room in the ground game for A.J. Magarachi and Ethan Johnson to operate. They had that big play on a screen pass, but not much ever since. Trips to the top of your screen. Magarachi is the back. They'll throw it out wide to him as he sets up his blockers and leans forward for a gain of 3. Right out to about the 37-yard line on first down. Magarachi's had a little bit of trouble finding space in the ground game here in the second half, so they try to scheme the ball into his hands on the perimeter. But once again, the Knights defense up to the task.
Yeah, Cesario did a nice job here on a swing pass right there. Just Floral Park right now, their linebackers doing a really nice job. Perry coming up and making that stop.
That was Maurice Perry. He's got an interception, 22 tackles on the season. Having a breakout sophomore campaign so far. 2nd and 8 for Southside. Cesario gives up the middle again. Magarachi spins out of the crowd, and he is wrapped up on the outside. Terrific tackle by Terwilliger on the play. The do-it-all man on both sides of the ball tonight for Floral Park.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Nowhere to run for A.J. Magarachi. He takes it to the outside, and he's got some room right there. But Terwilliger does a great job on an open field tackle and saves a big, long run right there.
A huge third down upcoming now. About 5 yards to get. They'll need the 44-yard line with 8.5 and ticking to go here in this one. Two receivers either side of the formation. Magarachi in the backfield. Quick drop for Cesario. Strike over the middle. Catch is made by Vetter. Just shy of midfield.
What an unbelievable throw by Cesario right there, finding that open space and hitting Vetter. Let's take a look at this. Steps into the pocket, his confidence is way up, and look at that, in between 3 defenders to make that catch, that throw to Vetter.
Little zone coverage from Floral Park that time, and Vetter does a great job just picking out the soft spot right in the middle of the defense. And you said it earlier, Cesario, ever since that interception, really building up his confidence with the intermediate passes, the screen game. That time he delivers his best throw of the day for a first down. So a fresh set of downs for Southside now, and that means they have more of an opportunity to eat clock. 7.5 and ticking to go as they'll take their sweet time breaking the huddle. Ball at about midfield. 2 tight ends in the game. Cesario gives outside. Magarachi blocks, can't quite set up in time, and he's limited to about 2 yards on the play. Good stop on the outside. That was Chris Mance. Played a little tight end, played a little defensive end tonight. That time breaks outside and keeps contained well.
Yeah, Chris Mance does a nice job there. Southside, Magarachi following his lead blockers. Mance gets in there to make that tackle, only for a gain of 2.
Second down and 8 yards to go. Inside 7 minutes to play. Cesario under center. Off tackle. Magarachi runs into a wall. It's Mance again, stopping up at the line of scrimmage.
Mance does a nice job here. Again, they were trying to run a counter to the left side. Let's take a look at the replay right now. Cesario right there to Magarachi, and Mance is in there right. Moran is in there right now.
And they tried a little misdirection. It was Moran and Mance who came up for the tackle. And back-to-back big third downs here. Likely going to put the ball back in the hands of Rob Cesario Jr. here. Can the sophomore deliver another big throw to put this game on ice? 3rd and 10 from midfield. They need the 40-yard line. 3 receivers in a bunch, top of your screen. Cesario, deep drop, under pressure. Mance applies it, and he just has to throw this one out of bounds. Chris Mance, a game wrecker on this drive.
Yeah, and this was something that Southside needed right there. Just Cesario Jr. right there felt that pressure, had no time to throw. Play couldn't even get started. He has to throw it away.
So here comes the punt team.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay again. Mance is in there so fast that he had no time to throw.
They'll look to pin the Knights deep. It skips at about the 20-yard line, fielded by Mance, and he's wrapped up by 2 defenders at the 21. Beg your pardon on the return. That was not Mance, that was Eric Naranis, the senior receiver. 5:30 to go. Remember, we've got a big-time rivalry Saturday on tap on the Varsity Media Sports Network tomorrow. Massapequa and Farmingdale at 1 p.m. St. Anthony's and Chaminade shortly thereafter at 1:30. You can catch all the action at youtube.com/Varsity Media. We can't wait to see you there, folks.
Some big matchups tomorrow.
And meanwhile, here in Southside, we've got a big one on our hands as well. Floral Park, they've been down the entire game. They have not led. Yet here they are with the ball at their own 21 and a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. 5.5 to go. Mallon lines up, fakes the give, keeps it himself, but this time the Cyclone defense is ready for it. That was Ethan Johnson the running back, who also plays a little bit of defensive end and linebacker there for the stop.
Yeah, Ethan Johnson does a nice job there, along with Healy and number 71, Fletcher. They're trying to stop Mallon. They're trying to stop that run game from Mallon.
Called a gain of about a yard on the play as we're inside 5 minutes to go in regulation. Floral Park not in much of a hurry as of yet. Now they break the huddle, one running back to either side of Mallon. Mallon takes the snap, gives up the middle, and just no room whatsoever to run. Jaden Johnson, the senior linebacker, another big tackle, brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, nowhere to run there for Kowalski. Southside did a nice job trying to stop him right there. They do. And that's a huge stop, Dylan.
So a big 3rd down and 9 coming up. By the time this ball is snapped, we'll be inside 4 minutes to go in this ball game. Real sense of urgency now for Floral Park as they chase a 4-point deficit. 2 receivers, bottom of your screen. Mallon rolls out, under pressure, now steps up and delivers up the sideline, looking for Terwilliger, bobbled and incomplete. Magarachi in coverage and comes up with a massive breakup to force 4th and 9.
Yeah, Magarachi did a really nice job here. Let's take a look at this replay. Mallon rolls out, finds some room, and Terwilliger gets up there. Just couldn't hang on to it, and A.J. Magarachi right there credited with that stop.
And Magarachi playing safety there. He was the last man standing. There was nobody behind him if Terwilliger made that catch.
Yeah, and believe it or not, Terwilliger got behind him. Just Mallon's just couldn't get it out in front of him.
4th down and 9 coming up for the Knights, and they set up in punt formation. They're going to put a lot of trust in their defense here to manufacture a stop and try to get this ball back. The quarterback, Mallon, no, he's going to throw it. Fires outside, incomplete. They tried a little bit of trickery on 4th and 9 deep in their own territory, and it does not pay off.
Well, we've got a flag on the play. Let's take a look at this. Fake punt in their own end zone. Really, really good call right there. They saw something. Mallon just couldn't complete it.
We're still awaiting the flag. The referees have congregated right around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. They try to catch Southside right now on a fake, and he is wide open. Up. Could have been that jersey pull right there where they threw the flag.
There might have been a little tug towards the end of that play. The intended target was Maurice Perry, the sophomore receiver. Meeting over, and we'll see what the call is. And a massive call that goes against Southside, holding on the defense.
Yeah, and we clearly saw it right there, Dylan. We saw that tug on that jersey, and that's what the referee saw.
So Floral Park, who was dead in the water just about 30 seconds ago, has brand new life, and head coach Phil Onesto remonstrating with the officials right now. He is not happy.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get away with that. Tug on the jersey, which stops the receiver's route. They're going to call that every time.
So the sticks still say 4th down, but if I'm not mistaken, that's 10 yards and an automatic 1st down, and now they do indeed move the sticks with 3:54 to go in the ball game. It'll be a 1st down for Floral Park right at about the 35-yard line.
Floral Park has some life right now.
We'll see if they can take advantage. A game-changing penalty right there that goes against Southside. We'll see if their defense can come up strong and make another big stop. Mallon, a quick drop, looks to the outside. Now scrambling, taking it himself, airs it out down the sideline. Incomplete again for Terwilliger. Terrific coverage by Kieran Vetter and his brother Brendan, both in there on the play, as they gave Terwilliger no room to breathe.
Yeah, let's take a look at this right now. Mallon just heaves it up there and lets it hang there, trying to get Terwilliger to make a good play. And I'm sure he would like that throw back on first down.
Yeah, the play really broke down on him. It brings up 2nd down and 10, just inside 3:45 to go. Terwilliger lined up bottom of your screen against Brendan Vetter. It's a give up the middle, and Kowalski stonewalled at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle on the play by Jack Boyens.
Yeah, Jack Boyens doing a great job there, stopping Kowalski.
So that brings up a big 3rd down and 8. By the time this ball snap, will be inside 3 minutes to go in the game. It feels like everything from here on out is going to be 4-down territory for Floral Park with this tempo they've adopted on this drive. Trips in the formation. Quick drop from Mallon. Steps up, heaves it downfield and incomplete. There were 2 defenders in the area. He was looking up top for Noronis, but couldn't quite connect in. 4th down upcoming.
Yeah, they went trips right. They tried to throw it up top to the single wide receiver, and Vetter does a nice job being there. Didn't fall for it. Brings up a 4th down.
Well, we've been in this scenario before. In fact, just about 2 minutes ago. 4th down and 8 for Floral Park. Let's see if Southside can get off the field this time. 2:54 to go. Both teams still hanging on to all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, this could be one of the biggest plays of the night, Dylan.
Floral Park offense will obviously remain on the field. 4-down territory from here on out. 4 receivers to the bottom of your screen as they send the running back Kowalski out wide. And a timeout called on the play. Looks like Phil Inesto and Southside wanted to get a look at how Floral Park aligned on that play and make some adjustments.
Yeah, and we saw quads right. And Ernesto said, you know what? We can take a timeout right now because it is going to be the biggest play of the night right here.
Yeah, they lined up Kowalski out wide. Worth noting, though, if they don't get this 4th down game not quite over, they do have 3 timeouts, I beg your pardon, to work with. Southside was in this situation just moments ago. They got a big stop on a fake punt, but they were flagged shortly thereafter for a holding penalty. Folks, we're approaching the playoffs here on Nassau County, and Varsity Media is your home for the 2025 Section 8 football semifinals. Go to varsitymediapass.com to order. You can watch some Nassau County football all season long right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we have had a terrific game so far tonight that, as you've said all night long, partner, is going to come down to the last couple of plays.
It sure is. What an exciting game. Coming down to the wire right now. 4th down and 8.
Both teams break their huddles. Southside with 2 timeouts left. Floral Park still hanging on to all 3. And they'll come out with a very similar look. This time trips to the bottom of the formation. And Kowalski in the backfield to the right of Mallon. Justin Mallon has been dynamic all day long. We'll see if he has some magic left in him. Quick strike over the middle, broken up. Guess who? Brendan Vetter.
Yeah, and this was an absolutely well-designed play for Floral Park. We're going to take a look at the replay. Mallon has plenty of time to throw. He throws a bullet, and it bounces right off the chest of Terwilliger, and I bet you he wishes he had that one back.
What a play by Brendan Vetter. We've been saying his name all game long. He was looking for the big play man, Terwilliger, and Vetter just got an arm across that body there to knock that one free. So now Floral Park will need to lean on their defense. A 1st down effectively ends the game.
Yeah, incredible play by Vetter. You can't say enough about this young man. He's been doing an incredible job on the defense tonight and all season long.
He was tasked with guarding a player that is 9 inches taller than him in Ryan Terwilliger, who is a terrific, dynamic receiver, just south of 500 yards on the season. But Brendan Vetter has been the best player on the field so far tonight. Hand off to the outside. Magarachi nowhere to go. Clock still running. No timeout as of yet from Floral Park. And after about 8 seconds run by, they call timeout with 2:28 to go.
Yeah, that's 8 seconds off the clock. You got to call that timeout a little sooner.
It looked like Ron Pickett there was kind of running down the sideline, trying to get the attention of the officials. Floral Park back in action a week from now against Clark. Then they'll have Wantagh to open up November. This is a team that's currently on a 3-game win streak, wins against Valley Stream, South, Elmont Memorial, and Division, but a huge game in the Section 8 standings tonight here in Conference 3. Right now, looks like it's going the way of Southside. Two teams that have played their best football as of late. Floral Park winners of their last 3, as we've said. Southside looking to make it 2 in a row tonight. 2nd down and 12. Give up the middle, lunging forward on the play is Ethan Johnson, and he gets about half the distance back before Floral Park calls another timeout. It'll be about a 3rd down and 7 for the Southside Cyclones. They're back in action a week from today as well against Valley Stream South. Then they'll open up November with a morning kick against Elmont. We continue to approach playoff time here in Nassau County. It's an exciting time of the year. You know, we get teams, you start to get to know teams a little better. You get to know their records, see what teams are good at, and there's no doubt that these are 2 of the top echelon teams in the conference. 2 teams that, as we've said, have playoff aspirations. They played like it tonight.
They sure did. They sure did. And they're, they're getting better every single week. But tonight was a really good matchup. You could tell it's such a close game. They're so similar, these 2 teams, and, they might see each other back in the playoffs.
Absolutely. It's been a terrific matchup tonight. The defenses have dominated. There have been big plays, turnovers. Now a big 3rd down and 8 coming up for Southside. 1 timeout left for Floral Park as we're just south of 2.5 to play. Cesario takes the snap. They're going to throw it. He rolls out to his left, delivers, and the catch is made. It's Connor McNulty for 1st down yardage. And Southside might have just put this one on ice.
What an incredible play. Cesario stepping up right now. Stepping up the sophomore. Look at this. They put it into his hands. They said, let's make something happen. He rolls out to his left, throws the play. Fantastic 1st down. McNulty, great catch. Nice poise by the young man, getting that out and making that 1st down.
And you want to talk about poise. Ever since that first half interception, Cesario has been lights out for Southside tonight. He's made big throw after big throw in the late stages of this game. And now with 1:40 to go, Southside will do their best to run out this clock.
Well, one of the most impressive things with Cesario is being a sophomore and shaking that interception off, because he did throw it really early in the game. He shook it off, and he made some great plays that led to this win tonight.
Phil Inesto told Varsity Media that he's a very confident passer. He thinks he can make every throw on the field. He loves to push the ball downfield. He is undaunted when it comes to trying to make big plays, take the top off the defense. But he has made some really clutch throws in the intermediate game to close out this game. As it stands right now, 1:27 to go and a 14-10 lead for the Cyclones, who have gotten touchdowns from A.J. Magarachi and Ethan Johnson, their 2 running backs. Floral Park tried to stage a late comeback with a big 4th quarter touchdown by Justin Mallon. But the Southside defense, on the back of terrific play from their secondary, they've just made big play after big play.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's not forget that screen pass to A.J. Magarachi from Cesario led them to that 2nd touchdown.
Victory formation for Southside. Cesario puts the knee on it, which he'll need to do at least one more time before the time runs out here. So looking ahead for Southside, They'll pick up their second win in a row tonight. They'll move to 4-2 on the season, and they'll head to Valley Stream South next week to look to make it 3 in a row. Coach Ernesto was very adamant that this team was going to round into form at the right time this season because of all that newfound experience they have, and so far he's been right, especially with this performance tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are playing as a team. They're getting better. They're coming off their win from last week, and they're trying to put it together right into November.
One of their keys of the game tonight was winning the battle up front, establishing the run, and that didn't necessarily happen in the second half. They were getting about 2-3 yards per carry early on. As Cesario puts the knee on it, they got big plays from that man right there, their quarterback number 8, down the stretch to close out this win. We're final here in Southside. The Cyclones win it 14-10. A hard-fought battle over Floral Park. Cyclones improved to 4-2 on the season, and Floral Park falls to the exact same record. Southside snapping that win streak by Floral Park with a great performance at home tonight. They got big contributions from their running backs in the early going, and then Cesario just completely took this game over down the stretch, folks. A big thank you to everybody around here at Varsity Media. Fantastic broadcast and a fantastic game between these two teams. Our executive producer is the great Ben Turchin. Our technical director tonight, Chris Sweeney, pushing all the right buttons for us here in the booth. My partner, Franco Biancamano, on color commentary. And our camera operators, Mike Verdi and Michael Albrecht. This is Dylan Brett saying good night and God bless, folks. Have a good one.